you're probably saying yes to things right now that are secretly sabotaging your success. Smart people have identified 10 everyday traps that most of us fall into without even realizing it. These situations seem normal, even expected, but they're actually stealing your time, energy, and self-respect. The people who recognize these traps and consistently say no are the ones who seem to have it all figured out. Today, I'm revealing all 10 of these hidden traps, so you can start protecting yourself like the smartest people do. Trap number 10. Gossip and negative talk about others. Picture this. You're at lunch with coworkers. When someone starts sharing details about another colleague's personal problems, you listen and even add your own observations. It feels harmless, maybe even bonding. But here's what you don't see happening. Every person in that conversation now wonders what you say about them when they're not around. When you participate in gossip, you're teaching others that you can't be trusted with private information. They start editing themselves around you, sharing less, and keeping you out of important conversations. Your brain releases dopamine when you gossip because it feels like social bonding. But this temporary high comes with a permanent cost. Smart people redirect these conversations by asking questions about the speaker instead. Trap number 9. Unhealthy comparisons with others. Comparison culture has created a silent epidemic that's destroying self-confidence across entire generations. Your brain evolved to compare as a survival mechanism, but now this ancient wiring works against you in our modern world of curated social media feeds and highlight reels. Every minute you spend comparing yourself to others is energy stolen from your own progress. You're comparing your behind-the-scenes reality to someone else's carefully edited presentation. That successful person you're measuring yourself against has struggles, failures, and insecurities you never see. Smart people treat comparison as data collection, not self-judgment. When they notice someone succeeding, they ask what specific actions led to those results. They redirect comparison energy into studying successful patterns they can adapt for their own growth. Trap number 8. Energy-draining relationships. You finish conversations with certain people feeling exhausted, but you can't pinpoint why. These individuals consistently take more emotional energy than they give back. They call only when they need something, dominate conversations with their problems, or create drama that somehow becomes your responsibility to fix. Toxic people disguise their behavior as normal friendship or family dynamics. They make you feel guilty for having boundaries, claiming you're being selfish or uncaring. Your body keeps score of these interactions through headaches, tension, and emotional fatigue. Energy vampires specifically target people who struggle with saying no. They sense your willingness to sacrifice your own needs and exploit it repeatedly. Supporting someone through genuine tough times involves mutual respect and appreciation. Enabling dysfunction means accepting endless taking without reciprocal giving. Trap number 7. Overcommitting to please others. Saying yes to everything seems helpful, but it actually makes you less effective at everything you do. Your brain craves approval, so you agree to requests even when your schedule is already packed. This people-pleasing behavior backfires because you end up delivering mediocre results across all your commitments. When you're spread too thin, others notice. They lose respect for you when you can't deliver quality work because you've overcommitted. Your yes becomes worthless when people know you say it to everyone about everything. Smart people make their yes valuable through selectivity. They understand that saying no gracefully actually strengthens relationships because people know when you commit, you'll deliver excellence. Trap number 6. Integrity-compromising shortcuts. Small ethical compromises create a slippery slope toward bigger problems. When you bend rules or overlook unethical behavior once, your brain normalizes these actions. What starts as a minor infraction becomes the foundation for larger violations that can destroy your reputation and career. Your brain rationalizes unethical behavior through cognitive biases. You minimize harm, shift blame, or focus on potential benefits. This self-deception allows you to justify actions that contradict your moral principles, leading to a gradual decline in ethical conduct. Integrity violations damage your self-trust and decision-making ability. When you compromise your ethical standards, you undermine your ability to trust your own judgment. People with strong ethical boundaries advance faster professionally because they build reputations for trustworthiness and reliability. Trap number 5. Value conflicting situations. Ignoring your values creates internal conflict that spreads into every area of your life. When you accept situations that contradict your core beliefs, you experience a persistent feeling that something is fundamentally wrong, even when external circumstances appear favorable. Your values function as your internal compass for making decisions that feel right. They guide you toward choices that resonate with your deepest beliefs and foster genuine integrity. Compromising these values for temporary gain creates lasting regret and self-doubt that erodes your ability to trust your own judgment. Living against your values drains your energy and motivation because your actions aren't in harmony with your internal beliefs. Successful people use their values as filters for opportunities and relationships, saying no to anything that violates their core principles. Trap number 4, procrastination invitations. Disguised distractions steal your momentum toward important goals every single day. Your phone buzzes with notifications, colleagues interrupt with non-urgent requests, and streaming services offer endless entertainment options. These invitations appear harmless, but systematically derail your progress on meaningful work. Your brain actively seeks these distractions when facing challenging tasks because it perceives difficulty as a threat. Stress hormones trigger your search for immediate gratification, making social media, scrolling, or casual conversations feel more appealing than tackling complex projects. Saying yes to small distractions compounds into major delays on your priorities. Each email, check, or quick conversation requires your brain to re-engage with your original task through context switching. This attention residue reduces your ability to concentrate fully, decreasing overall efficiency and extending completion times significantly. Successful people create boundaries around their focus time by turning off notifications and blocking distracting websites during work periods. Trap number 3, victim mentality patterns. Victim mentality disguises itself as reasonable explanations for lack of progress. You hear people say, the economy is bad, their boss doesn't like them, or they didn't have the right opportunities. These explanations sound logical, but they become permanent excuses that prevent action. Acknowledging real obstacles helps you solve problems. Using them as permanent excuses removes your power to change anything. When you consistently view yourself as powerless, you stop looking for solutions and alternatives. Others respond to victim mentality by pulling away because constant blame becomes exhausting. People lose respect for those who refuse responsibility for their circumstances. Taking responsibility, even in difficult situations, opens new possibilities. When you accept your role and outcomes, you can identify specific actions to improve your situation. This ownership mentality attracts support from others who want to help someone committed to change. Trap number 2, unnecessary apologies. Over-apologizing diminishes your presence and authority in conversations. When you constantly say sorry for things that aren't your fault, you train others to see you as less competent and confident. People start expecting less from you because your repeated apologies create a perception of weakness. Most people apologize for things beyond their control or for simply existing in a space. This habit stems from wanting to avoid conflict, but it backfires by making you appear insecure and uncertain about your right to take up space. Confident people handle mistakes without diminishing themselves. They take responsibility when necessary, but avoid unnecessary self-blame. Instead of saying sorry for bothering you, try thanks for your time. This shift maintains your authority while acknowledging the situation appropriately. Trap number 1, settling for less than you deserve. Settling becomes a habit that affects every area of your life. When you accept a lower salary than you know you're worth, or tolerate disrespectful behavior in a relationship, you create a baseline of acceptance that makes future compromises easier. People accept less than they deserve due to low self-worth, fear of rejection, and lack of self-advocacy. The fear of rocking the boat, or believing you don't deserve more, keeps you in situations that don't serve your best interests. Settling in one area gives you permission to settle in others. If you tolerate a job that undervalues your skills, you might also accept less in personal relationships. Others treat you based on how you treat yourself. Refusing to settle creates a ripple effect of improvement across your entire life. And a final thoughts before we conclude. These 10 traps work together to keep people stuck in mediocrity while others advance. When you participate in gossip, settle for less, and apologize unnecessarily, You create a pattern that signals to yourself and others that you don't value your own worth. Each trap reinforces the others, creating a cycle that becomes harder to break over time. Saying no to these traps is actually saying yes to your best life. Every time you decline something that doesn't serve you, you're choosing growth, freedom, and the person you were always meant to be. Smart people protect their energy, time, and self-respect as their most valuable assets. Thank you for watching. Remember, recognizing and avoiding these hidden traps empowers you to live a more intentional and fulfilling life. Stay committed to protecting your energy, time, and self-respect. Those are your most valuable assets. Keep striving for growth and stay curious. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insights. Thanks again, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.